Welcome back. Today on Real Reviews, we have the E8 2.0 Pro trail cam that was sent to us by GardePro. So a big thanks to them for sending this out. Now this is a 4K 64 megapixel Wi-Fi enabled trail camera that you can actually view live from your device. So hopefully it works the way that I'm hoping it is going to work, because we do have some type of critter in our backyard that we want to try to find out exactly what it is and see if we can figure out how to catch it and bring it somewhere better than my backyard. Anyhow, let's go ahead and open up this box and see what we get. Okay, so first off, we have some paperwork. What do we have here? We have a manual in, I'm not really sure. I guess this is English and French, and this is some other languages, Dutch, Italian, and Spanish. And then we have a lithium-ion battery pack booklet. Now, the SD card does not actually come with a standard kit, so you do have to get your own SD card for it, and you can get up to 512 gigabytes, so do keep that in mind. Put that off to the side. And here is the trail camera itself. Ooh, it's kind of really stuck inside of here. All right, so what do we have? We have our strap to strap it up somewhere. We have our USB cable. And we have the trail cam. Let's go ahead and open up this bag. Very cool, very cool. Put that there for a sec. And here's our USB charger. And it also has an adapter. So what's this adapter here? So you have a USB-C to USB-A adapter. And then you have a USB-C to USB-C cable. You have your strap to be able to strap it up to a pole or wherever you're going to connect it to. So let's see what this thing looks like. So it's kind of like a long strap here. And this is I guess this has like a spring in it, so it's spring loaded. So this is everything that comes inside of the box. You have two different manuals depending on your language, as well as a manual for your lithium-ion battery. You have the strap that you're going to use to strap it up to the tree or whatever you're going to be connecting it to. You have a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. You have a USB-C to USB-A adapter, and then your trail camera itself. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is that as far as the charging time for the battery, it supposedly is 16 hours to charge the battery, and it will last up to 1 year if you're taking 20 photos a day and 20 photos at night. So basically 40 photos a day get you a year of battery life out of this thing. Or if you're taking 15 10-second videos a day, it will actually last you up to 5 months. So that is just crazy if that's true. That's like an incredible amount of battery. You can just leave it out there and it can just keep on going. But do be aware, if you're going to do that, you want to get the full size memory card. So you want to get like a 512 gigabyte versus the 64 that we have that they sent us with the camera. But before we put the memory card in the camera, let's go ahead and take a look at the trail cam itself. So here we go, what it looks like. We have a sensor here and another one there. So like a forward facing, two side facings. And these side facings are actually, so if you wanted to turn those on, you'll get a quicker response time for taking photos and recording a video. If something's kind of creeping up on the side, as soon as it gets in your range, it'll already be going. Then you have your actual camera itself, a bunch of infrared lights here so it can light up your night and give you some no glow night vision photos and videos. You have your two Wi-Fi antennas here at the top, which gives you up to 50 meters or 165-foot range. So that is also really nice. Then over here on the back, you have your spot here where you're going to attach your strap to. You have a 1/4-inch tripod mount, and these will kind of help you attach it to the tree. Now there's like a screw-in type of mount where you kind of screw it into the tree, and this will kind of help it stay in place. And then also on the bottom, you have another 1/4-inch tripod mount, and you have a little, let me see if I can even open this, a barrel connector here. This is actually for charging it with a 12-volt adapter, or if you wanted to connect a solar panel to it, which GardePro also does sell a solar panel. And then right over here, I guess this right here is going to be your microphone, since this does actually record audio. And that is really cool because you can record audio of what's going on out there. And then you'll have audio on all of your videos. Here on the side of the camera, we have this clip. Since it is IP66 waterproof, go ahead and open that up. Has a nice seal all around the edge. And inside we have our 2.4-inch screen. We have all of our controls right here, our lithium-ion battery. And then on the bottom here, we have our SD card slot. We also have our USB-C port, and this is for connecting it to your computer to download your pictures and your videos. Now, before you actually insert your SD card, you do have to pull this tab out right here or else the camera will not work. And so let's go ahead and grab our SD card. Here we have it. And the way that you're going to insert this is going to be label up. Just go ahead and get it lined up with the slot and just insert it into place. And it does click in. So now that we have our SD card inserted, we can go ahead and power it on. And there we go, GardePro. Since we just got the memory card in there, it says loading SD card failed. So you do have to format it. So in order to format it, we'll press menu. And then we'll have to go down to, let's see here. It's the first time I'm using this, guys, so do bear with me. Where is it here? Keep going. You want to set your date and time and all of that stuff. So date format, time format, temperature. We're going to go through all of that in a moment. Let's see what else we got here. Password, languages, power source. Wow, here we go. Format SD card, okay. And now we're going to just press OK to say yes. Now be aware, when you format your SD card, anything that's on your SD card is gone. So don't put like a good SD card in here, you know, that already has stuff recorded on it. Make sure it's blank. Here we go, it's formatting. Format successful. So now that we have our SD card inside, we're going to go ahead and get connected to it. Now for setting up the Wi-Fi on the camera and getting connected, I did actually have to take the manual out for this one. It says the first thing you want to do is enable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on your device. So if you're going to be using a phone or a tablet, just go ahead and enable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Next thing you're going to want to do is install that GardePro app. Make sure that is already on your device. All right, so now that we have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth enabled on the device, we're going to get our device right here. And as you can see, we have the GardePro app. We'll go ahead and click on it for the first time. And we have to allow, actually, I don't know if we have to allow notifications. I guess for right now, we'll just say allow. And then we'll click on Wi-Fi camera. And let's see, find, connect to, and determine the relative position of nearby devices. We have to click allow. GardePro Mobile is asking to turn on Bluetooth. Let's go ahead and turn that on. So I guess we forgot to turn on our Bluetooth. Do apologize for that. Confirm. And here we go. Here's our GardePro E8 2.0 Pro. Go ahead and click on it and add camera. It's already doing it. There we go. Activating the device. Seems pretty straightforward so far. It's not asking for an account. It's not asking us to sign up for anything, which I really like. Connect to device. GardePro Mobile will use a temporary Wi-Fi network to connect to the device. Click connect. If the screen changes, the screen is actually off right now. I don't see anything. Camera has been added successfully. There we go. Okay, so right now our battery is only 60%, so we do have to charge it. We want to get it fully charged before we really start using it. We can see our temperature here. We can see the SD card size, only 1% is used. We got 58.93 gigabytes free. We have no photos, no videos. We have nothing on here right now. We have the model, the camera version, and pretty much that's it as far as what we have on here. Let's see, synchronized time. And it's synchronized. Now we can go into settings. Now here on settings, you can actually change the name of the camera. You can name it whatever you want. So I don't really know what I want to name it yet. We'll just leave it what it is. You can set up a password. So in case somebody gets your camera, they can't actually use it. Let's see what else. We have motion detection, camera language, photo or video or both. So you can actually choose photo, video or both. So I'm just going to actually choose both. Photo quality. Some of the reviewers said that you should actually keep it at 8 megapixels because the 64 megapixels is interpolated. So it's not like a true 64 megapixels. And I'm gonna just leave mine at 8 megapixels. Photo burst mode. So you can actually, when you're taking photos, it could be 1, it could be 2, 3, 4, or 5. So let's just do like, let's get crazy. Let's put it on 3. And let's see, video quality. We got 4K. We can select 1080p or 1440 2K. We'll just leave it at 4K to see how good that looks. Video length, daytime, nighttime. Let's see, video sound. So that's if you want to record sound. We have the volume at high. We have the format at MP4. You can also have it at MOV. So we'll leave it at MP4 for the newer devices. You have high, medium, and low for the sound. Detection delay, 10 seconds. I want to do 0 seconds so it could like start taking a video immediately. And where do we just go there? Okay. PIR sensitivity, medium. I'll just leave that on, let's see, high. I'm going to put it on high because I think we might have a small animal coming in. False trigger suppression, low. So they say for false trigger suppression, just leave that on low unless you're getting a lot of false triggers. And if you are, then you can go ahead and up it to medium or high. We also have side motion sensors. Let's go ahead and turn those on. That allows these little side motion sensors over here to be able to activate the camera when something is actually coming into your range so it can start recording right away. Loop recording, that just means that if you run out of storage on your SD card, that it will just overwrite whatever the oldest video is on there. So if you have a big SD card, that may not be a problem. If you have a smaller one, you might want to do that. But if you want to keep every single video, be sure to turn loop recording off. So for right now, I'll just go ahead and leave it off. Operating hours anytime, or you can set it like, for example, if you only wanted to record at night, You could do that. If you only wanted to record during the day, you could do that as well. We have power source, battery, DC power, and all of these different, I guess, power banks that they can provide you. You got your date. Let's see, time format, time zone, temperature unit, factory reset, and format SD card. And then we also have live. So in order to use live, let's go ahead and open this up here. So we have to peel these little pieces off right here, these little plastic covers. So let's go ahead and get those off. So you have one here, here on every single one, and right here. And they have like these little tabs. So it makes it a little bit easier to get off. So now they're off. Let's go ahead and face it over here. Click on live. And look, there's my real reviews of my hairy arm. All right, let's not look at live right now. We'll do it in a minute. Here we go, status. And let's see, settings. We already did. Gallery, that's any type of pictures or videos that we took. Now, if we do click on here, it looks like we can actually go to record. So you could actually record or take pictures directly from this. So let's just take a picture. Okay, gallery. And there it is. Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, guys, well, that is pretty much it for the app. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna figure out exactly how the camera works, make sure our settings are right, and then we're gonna get it set up outside to be prepared for tonight to catch whatever kind of critter is running through my backyard and breaking my screens. So we'll be right back. Taking a look at the specifications for the GardePro E8 2.0 Pro Trail camera, starting with the photo resolution. It supports up to 64 megapixels, even though that is interpolated from the built-in 8 megapixel native sensor. Video quality, it supports 4K Ultra HD at 20 frames per second, 2K at 30 frames per second, and 1080p also at 30 frames per second. Trigger speed is 0.1 seconds once motion has been detected. Has a connectivity range of up to 165 feet in the open using its Wi-Fi 6 and dual antennas. Storage supported is up to 512 gigabytes full-size SD card. It has 3 PIR or passive infrared sensors with a 110-degree wide view. Detection range is up to 100 feet. Night illumination is also up to 100 feet. The night vision uses 940 nanometer infrared no-glow lights. That means it's completely stealth, invisible to the eye with no red light showing. It has a dustproof and waterproof rating of IP66, so there should be no issues if it encounters a rainstorm while out on the trail. For mounting, it includes dual 1/4 inch copper tripod mounts, one on the back and the other on the bottom. As far as charging the camera, there are 3 ways that you can charge it. It has a 12-volt DC barrel port at the bottom, which can be used to power the camera as well as to charge it via an optional power brick. You're also able to plug in a solar panel kit to that same 12-volt DC port. The third way that you can charge it is via a USB-C port that's on the side of the battery. Once you remove it, it will indicate that it is charging via a red light, and when it is done, via a green light. Charge time is up to 16 hours for a full charge using the USB-C charger to the battery directly. However, I did not try the DC 12 volt, so I'm not sure if that charges it any faster. As far as battery life for photo use, the manufacturer claims up to 1 year based on 40 photos per day. As far as video, for typical or low activity, they claim several months if taking short clips of up to 10 to 15 seconds once or twice a day, but we all know there's going to be a lot more than that. So in real world testing, even in high activity spots with upwards of 450 separate clips every 48 hours, this camera delivers nearly 2 weeks of 4K video on a single charge. Current price at the time of filming is $119 with a 64 gigabyte memory card included, or $109 without. After using the camera for about a week, I wanted to share my experience and my final thoughts. So let's begin with the backyard critter that was breaking holes in my screen. On the very first night of putting the camera out, I was able to catch him in the act. So let's take a look at the clips. The image quality is clear even in the pitch black, and the sound is incredible, making my backyard seem like it was in the middle of the woods. And you can clearly see the culprit, a raccoon, but he was no longer able to get in since I fixed the screen the day before. But as you can see here, he just wanted some water. I also caught a cute bunny in the act of hopping without a license, but I'll let him off with a warning. I even had it outside during a light rain with no issue. Then I took it over to my brother's house, and it looks like we might have caught some ghosts. Pretty creepy. What do you guys think? As far as the image quality, I tried all the settings and modes, both night and day. I eventually set it to 32 megapixels and 2K video with a 0-second delay, and that worked well for me. I would have preferred 4K, but that is limited to 20 frames per second, while 2K is 30 frames per second. I also set it to video only mode, since with the pictures and videos selected, it took too long to save the images and caused me to miss some cool video footage. I would recommend video only mode since you can always take still images from the clips and you're less likely to miss something. The downside to that is reduced battery, since the video does drain the battery faster. Another thing I really like is the live mode, which allows you to see what's going on in real time. It also allows you to record video and to take photos, which is really nice, and I found myself using that quite often. The wireless range is, however, limited if you're not in the open, but even with me in the house and the camera outside, I was getting about 60 feet or more. I also noticed that there's a security hole here for a lock that would stop somebody from taking the camera. However, it does not stop them from opening it up, as you can see right here. And it would still allow them to take the memory card out or even your battery. And it also still gives them access to the power switch so they could just turn it off on you if they really wanted to. Another thing to mention is that these PIR sensors here are very delicate and prone to scratching. As you can see right here on the screen, I had a little fiber on this one here and I tried to clean it off and I ended up scratching it up really bad. So I would not recommend touching them at all. I really like the GardePro E8 trail camera and I had an awful lot of fun using it. Picture and video quality were really good, as you just saw in the previous clips, and I didn't have any issue at all using the camera or the app. So if you're looking for a cool trail camera, I will leave a link in the description where you'll be able to get it from, along with a 15% discount code. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell button so you never miss another video on Real Reviews. See you guys next time.